Origin Jans from Bruce Reaction. This is Miscellaneous Myths, Ra's secret name by the channel Only Sarcastic production. It's a short one this week, but today let's talk about the mythological representation of historical theistic overhaul. Yeah, aka how Isis, the goddess, don't demonetize me, bro. Why? Oh, because Isis. Okay, I get it. Usurped Ra and claimed his status as the most powerful god in the pantheon. Respect your elder kids. I think Apep sounds less like Apep, yeah. Apophis, basically, the chaos. Less like an ultimate deity of serpentine destruction, and more like a hip brand of soda. Yeah, okay. Man, because of Assassin's Creed Origins, I love Egyptian mythology. Assassin's Creed Origins was set up in a way that was perfect for me. Very extremely few games are really immersive for me. People throw around word immersion, but I don't. Until I'm really immersed in the game, like okay, it's like I'm living the game. I don't use the word, immersive. So very few games were immersive for me, even though I played a lot of AAA games and things like that. But Assassin's Creed Origins for me was immersive. I know lots of people didn't like it. I don't get it. But it was so good. The way it was set up, the terrains and everything. Even the deserts were different. The way the more you travel in different part of the map. So I loved it, how there were pyramids like that. There was just empty desert, how oasis type locations. Then there was city of Alexandria, which was completely different. There is a I guess north west of the map where it's like Greek Roman type of structures too, and people are walking around there. So it was so much diversity in Origins. I mean, Odyssey is great, it's beautiful, but diversity is not the one thing I would say about the game, because it kind of feels the same everywhere. Origins was really diverse, terrain wise and the look wise, the feel wise, and the music was so epic. And obviously being an Egyptian game, I mean, of all the I guess tomb raiding type of thing, any archaeological movies and anything around that, what is better? What is better than, I don't know, Egyptian? I mean, mummies and pyramids. So that's what the game was. You actually hunt down pyramids for whatever PowerPoints or whatever. But it was so cool to do all that. South of the map, that there are empty desert with remote places, basically empty, and places like that, ruins and things that you can see in the distance. Everywhere it's just desert. When night comes, it's it was so awesome, the game. And even the gods, that the way they created the missions about Sobek and Anubis, and obviously this Apophis, where by basically battles Apophis in a dream or whatever. So this made me really love Egyptian mythology. So I really going to enjoy reacting to all that. There's a journey of Ra that I haven't reacted to yet. So all the Egyptian mythology from this channel, I'm gonna love reacting to that. So yeah, let's do this one. Remember people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe, check out the reaction. There's a link in the description. Check out the cast playlist like Only Sarcastic production reaction. I upload lots of videos in 24 hours. You might have missed some of them. Check that out. Check out the playlist too, like Internet Historian, CGP Grey, Kazakh Nutshell. There was a recent video that I reacted to just an hour or two ago. And different playlists too. So yeah, let's do this one.
Before her name got bastardized for various reasons, Isis was mostly known for being an Egyptian goddess of magic and wisdom, known primarily for resurrecting Osiris and defending Ra during his nightly journey by summoning a giant cobra to wrestle Apophis. Now, it's easy to overlook in the crazy, colorful menagerie that is the Egyptian pantheon overall, but Isis is actually ridiculously powerful, even by god standards. She's worshipped in at least 7 capacities, one of them ascribing her power over the entire cosmos, and even the less extreme characterizations put her in charge of Egypt and the protection of the pharaoh. Needless to say, she was a pretty big deal. Now, the Egyptian pantheon is kind of known for reshuffling their gods frequently, playing hot potato with the sun.
I read to that video from Only Sarcastic production about Ra, how he goes ballistic, basically like old senile and things. He steals, take away the sun and things like that.
Stuff like that. Sometimes this involved myths and legends specifically explaining how the new god in charge took power from the old god in charge. So when Isis rose to prominence in the first millennium BCE, the first thing to explain was how exactly she got so powerful, along with phasing out the obsolete obsolete older gods as they lapsed in popularity. So this is the story of how Isis took Ra's true name and the power that came with it. So, as these stories often start, Ra is the head god, and by far the most powerful dude around. The source of his power is his Ren, or his name, a concept so important in ancient Egypt that it was considered to be one of the 5 components of the soul. Now at this point, Isis is already pretty smart, but she wants to be smarter, and she knows the only way for her to gain power and wisdom is to take Ra's true name for herself. So as Ra rides his sunbark through the sky every day, he tends to drool a little on account of how old and senile he's getting. He's been a dominant god in the pantheon for almost 2,000 years at this point, so it's not exactly surprising he's getting a little long in the beak. Anyway, Isis collects some of the divine drool and mixes it with dust to make clay. She then sculpts this clay into a cobra and sends the little dude after Ra. So as Ra approaches the gates of night, the cobra strikes and bites him on the ankle, instantly pumping him full of venom. This freaks everybody out because Ra is the creator of all things, and it shouldn't be possible for anything of his creation to hurt him. The trick here is that the cobra contained a large fragment of his power without being under his control, so he's basically being hurt by himself. So Ra freaks out and summons all the gods that have medical or healing magic, but none of them can find a way to neutralize the venom. This is, of course, when Isis slides into frame and offers to help. At this point, she's already considered to be the dominant goddess of magic and medicine, but despite her qualifications...
Wait a minute, so... Okay, look, unless you're squeezing out a baby in the next 10 minutes, I can't help you, okay? Damn.
And offers to help. At this point, she's already considered to be the dominant goddess of magic and medicine, but despite her qualifications, she tells Ra that the only way that she can help him is if he...
Ooh, that's rough, but I'm sure I could cure you with the power of your true name. Man, that is sneaky by her.
Gives her his true name. This might even be true, considering that the venom is actually Ra's own power. So Ra rattles off all of his many titles to try and throw her off, but Isis is like, come on, man. So with no other option, he goes off with Isis and gives her his true name. Isis uses this power to heal him, with the added bonus that she's now the most powerful god in the pantheon and can use her magic to do just about anything. This crazy divine usurpation plot would be the highly dramatic, inciting conflict of any number of high fantasy evil god queen plotlines if Isis weren't actually a really nice goddess who only uses her newfound omnipotence responsibly. Dodged that bullet, I guess.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, she seems really like the story of Cleopatra, isn't it? Manipulative, sneaky, but in the end good. So, you know, she took Ra's name, but she's actually doing good things with it. Huh.
Sycophants on velvet sofa.
I mean, how she became most powerful even with the name when there is Ra around. Taking Ra's name, you become powerful. Why? Because Ra's older now? Is that it? Huh. An eloquent demonstration of Isis's ruthlessness. All this and more on things not to say if you want to keep your YouTube. Yeah, seriously. The more I'm seeing this, I'm getting frightened using this sentence. Like, oh, okay. The algorithm could pick this up and screw my channel over.
Lavish mansions, vintage wine. I am so...
Sometimes the stories must into more traditional motherly characteristics where goes to great lengths to make Ra's power in order to give it to her son Horus. Yeah.
Much more than
spreading the notion that a mother can and will do anything just so long as it's for a kid. Yeah.
Snatch your chain and mace your eyes if it feels good.
Personally like it more that she demonstrates she can and will do anything to further her own ambition and the pursuit of knowledge rather than having to justify it with a kid. Yeah, seriously. I mean, that's such a cliche. I'll do anything for my kid. I mean, that's not a really good story. It feels more subversive and gives her a depth beyond mother god. Yeah, seriously. See, it feels like a Cleopatra type of thing. Like, Cleopatra was like that, I guess, to gain power, knowledge. She manipulated lots of things, but, in the end, she was a good emperor and things like that. Empress, whatever.
Must be mine.
Is the Greek adaptation of the name. Her name is hieroglyphs, which by convention would be pronounced Aset. Ah, okay. So call her Aset, man. Come on.
Heroes always get remembered, but legends.
Yeah, okay. Man, this is awesome. I love reacting to, Egyptian mythology just because of the game Assassin's Creed Origins. Last game I was so immersed in, I think, was Skyrim. Kinda, I was in Witcher 3. Witcher 3 was so good, but still that's kind of immersive for me. But Skyrim was like that, I don't know, just the time of the point of time in where I was. I guess I was kind of stressless, free at that time when I played Skyrim. Maybe that played into it. I put so many hours into it. The point is Skyrim was really immersive for me, but the Origins was just like that. Odyssey was really fun. It was fun and entertaining, but Origins was really good for me just because of the diversity and being in Egypt. Obviously Odyssey is in Greece, and it's fun, but it's more islands and sea. I love the different type of desert sands, and then the way the map was in Origin, the way it was set up, and the way difficulty level were given. You could create this mental image like all the places where people are living, that's not so dangerous, but abandoned and deserted places, all the ruins and things that are really dangerous, because obviously the biggest bad elements are gonna hide there. So if you go into this empty places, you're screwed basically if you're not dangerous. And so all these empty places were really high, like 30-40 level or something like that. Those the people you kill, I don't know, I forgot the name of them, the bounty hunters. The high level bounty hunters were always in these empty places. So at the higher levels, when you go to these places, it's always cool, empty, all the ruins. It's about to sun's about to set, and the way it looks, I love Origins, man, and that's why I love reacting to Egyptian mythology. Alright people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the reaction I did this link in the description, check out the cosplay village, check out the end cards, and I'll see you next time.